Hello, Minu. Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Hi Shanak, hi everyone.
Okay, so today we are starting the last exam guide review session. So I would request all of you to please make the best use of it by being very interactive and asking all your questions, all your doubts. I and Minu are there to answer all of it. And there is just one thing which I would like to add, which is I would be sharing a feedback form during the session and also after the session. So I would request all of you to please take up 5 minutes. It would just take 5 minutes to fill the form, and we would love to hear from you what you feel about the program, what you feel about us. Please do share your feedback. It would just take 5 minutes, and I would be sharing the feedback form link during this session. And also, you would be receiving an email right after the session. You can fill it out there as well. So, thank you so much. Minu, you can go ahead with the session. I have started the recording.
Okay, thank you so much, Shanak. Okay, so hello everyone. Let me first share my screen. And chat window. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible. Okay, okay. So hello everyone, welcome once again to the last session of our preparation of associate cloud engineer journey. Okay, so this is module number 5, in which we will be understanding of operations, security, giving access, all those sort of things. Basically, we are trying to migrate some existing infrastructure to Google Cloud. So, as an associate cloud engineer, that part is done. Once your application is migrated, what is the next step you can do? You have to definitely give different kind of access to different team, security purpose, organization policy, restrictions, all of that, right? So that is the last part of what we are going to do. Okay, so coming to agenda for today, we will first start with quiz session. Okay, after that we will understand what are the few things that are left in setup of symbol superstore. Okay, so like what like different kind of application, different kind of team are set up, how they will talk to each other, they will interact with each other, all of that. Okay, and because we have discussed so many different type of services that are useful, that are optimal, so that's why we will be playing a small game, which is where should I run my stuff. Okay, so this is like a revision for you, very very helpful for exam perspective, because you will have to, you'll get multiple choice of question where same question is asked in different ways. So that is what we will be doing. In between that, we will also understand how we can make our application highly available in GCP, and it should be disaster recovery. So it should never go down. If it goes down, then what are the things we can do? Okay. So these are the things we will do. After that, I will share bonus content in which some more multiple choice question quizzes are there. And after that, I will do some diagnostic question, and towards the end, we will see how you can register for your exam, how you can book your slot. Okay. So before we get started, anyone, any question? Okay. Everyone try to be on mute. Any question is there while I'm explaining something, just write that on the chat window. Perfect. So let's get started with the quiz session. First, all of you, please actively participate, because a lot of discussions we have done, and today the session will be driven by you all, because there's a lot of question thing we are going to do. Okay. So let me just increase the font. Okay, everyone, focus on this one. Unable to hear. Is this for everyone? All of you can hear me? Able to hear? Okay, so Chandan, maybe you can just join back once again. Okay. So I will now take a pause. Just everyone help me with this one. MIG load balancer. Okay. Okay. Option 2, load balancer. So there are two correct answer here. 1 and 2. Okay. A and B. Okay. So I think all of you are with me on this. Original MIG works with load balancer to make sure that your system is highly available. It take care of the traffic, incoming traffic, and according to that, it make the system available to you. Okay, by creating number of VMs and adjusting the VM, auto healing, auto scaling, all of that. Right. So absolutely correct. This one, regional MIG and load balancer. Okay. Okay. Um, Eliminate this. These are the two correct answer. This one we will discuss in the next few slides. So let it be. Yeah. Tell me this one. One and three. So there are three correct answer. GKE, App Engine, Cloud Run, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this application need a containerized service. So for containerized thing, compute engine is not the correct one. Okay. So we will eliminate this. We will go with GKE definitely. Then we can also go for Cloud Run. So these two are definitely right answer. App Engine is also used for containerized application, but nowadays we don't use it. But because we have to select three answer, we can select App Engine. But most optimal will be GKE and Cloud Run. Okay, everyone? Perfect. Okay. Next one, this one. And just let me know what is the keyword according to you. Okay, this will help other people who are not able to answer. One, 1, 2, and 3. Cloud function, App Engine, Cloud Run. Okay, keyword is container, serverless. There is one more keyword that you can think of. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, managed service. Okay, can we say this is also like a keyword? No knowledge about cloud infrastructure. What kind of service you will go for if you don't have any knowledge about the infrastructure, or you don't want to manage the infrastructure? What do you think, everyone? What kind of service, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service? Platform as a service. Okay, and here GKE is infrastructure as a service, Cloud Run, App Engine, and Cloud Function. They are more managed, they are a serverless approach, and they are platform as a service. So there we get the platform, we can just focus on our code. Like, like some developers who want to only focus on the code, they can go for this option. Okay, all of you agree with me? Why not GKE? So some answer was there in the chat, like option number 4. But remember that whenever you want to take care of the infrastructure, or you are very specific about the machine configuration, then only you go for GKE and compute engine. Okay, so that is why we will not select GKE here. Perfect. Okay, next one. 3 and 4. Okay, so here the company have a very strict budget for the management. Okay, what is the best one? Which service will be best suited so that they can be built for the resources? But if you look at these options, like option A, B, C, and D, these two are infrastructure as a service and these two are platform as a service. Okay, how can you build for the exact resources? How can you build for the exact resources, exact machine configuration, you know exact amount of storage, all of that? So these two are sort of managed, these two are sort of unmanaged or self managed, because you are taking care of the resources. So what do you think? If you take care of the resources, will that be costly? Or if Google take care of the resources, that will be costly? What do you think, all of you? Resource, cloud run, app engine, server, GCP take care of allocating the resources. But if GCP will take care of allocating the resource, GCP will charge also something from you. On demand resources will be less costly, yes. So see, understood everyone? In these two options you get the control of the resources, so you can manipulate your cost. But in cloud run and app engine, they are platform as a service, so you are only taking care of the code, the backend part, which is machine configuration, infrastructure, everything taken care by Google, and that is why it will be costly for you, because some of your work is doing by someone else, right? So that is why if you go for option C and D, it will be costly. Definitely it is managed, definitely it is serverless, and definitely it is, you can say, scale to zero thing, that whenever your application is not, your resources are not getting used, you are not getting paid. That is absolutely correct. It has scaled down to zero features, but because infrastructure management is taken care by Google, it is more on a costly side as compared to compute engine and Kubernetes, because you are taking care of it. So if you are taking care, then you will not be charged so much as compared to managed service. Okay, do you all agree with me on this part, compute engine and Kubernetes? Okay, so always remember, if the service is managed, then definitely it will be on a costly side. Okay, this look like a obvious thing. Okay, perfect. Next question, this one. Let me minimize it for you all. Yeah, PubSub. Okay, option D, PubSub. So which solution can be used to trigger a cloud function so that it can ingest and process an image in the image tagging pipeline? Okay, you know that cloud function is used for event driven application. You you can write some function and any sort of trigger function that you want to do, but it works with pops up for some sort of change notification or any type of trigger thing. So who will inform cloud function? Pops up will inform. It's like a messaging service. Okay, so that's why we will go for pops up, because the name is publisher and subscriber. So there is a publisher and there is a subscriber, and we are giving some message, and that is used with cloud function because we work with some sort of trigger related activity. That kind of function we write. So cloud function will work with pops up. Okay, perfect. Next question is this one. What is the best practice security strategy for PII data on cloud storage? Option D and C. What is the PII data? Can anyone tell me, like, any idea about it? Card number, personal information. So it's like a private data, very sensitive data. Okay. Personal identity info. Yes, absolutely correct. So if this type of data you are working on, so definitely option C is D is obvious wrong answer, because public access definitely we are not recommending. Okay. So let's eliminate option number D. Okay. What about the other option? Now, option 1, option C. Okay, let's talk about option number 1. Read only access to user and default access on the bucket. Now, because this is related to cloud IAM, so what type, what are the best practices with respect to cloud IAM? First, that you should go for predefined one. Okay, you should go for predefined, then custom roles, and then broader role or basic roles. Okay, that is the first thing. We should always focus on giving some sort of granular access rather than default access. Okay, it's like a generic thing in Google Cloud, that we don't go for any type of default access. Okay, so we can eliminate option A also. Okay, we should not go for default access, we should go for some sort of granular access, nothing less, nothing more, only exact amount of access for that particular activity. So let's eliminate A also. Now all of you think about it and tell me between B and C. C. C is no cloud IAM role to the user and only granular access to the bucket. C makes more sense. Okay. Yes, I would say C makes more sense, but let's understand about this. Sign URL with expiration. What is a sign URL with expiration? Why it is used? You can just say that this is a great approach when you are working with some non-sensitive data on a normal data, because that person with whom you are sharing a sign URL, they are not a part of your GCS bucket or your organization or your team, like that. You are just sharing it for, for some amount of time, and they can access it. After the time is expired, they will not be able to access. Just like you have a Google Drive folder, you give anyone with the link that thing. So someone with the link, even if they are not working with your organization, they will able to access that. So for a non sensitive data, it is absolutely fine, but because we are dealing with sensitive data, we can't share, some with someone else outside our organization, because even if it is for a certain period of time, that data will still be access to that person, they will still be able to see it. So option C makes more sense, because We are not giving any cloud IAM role to the user and only some granular access to the bucket. Okay, all of you, this is clear? Agree with me? Any confusion? Okay, perfect. This one, let's what is the next thing? Yeah, tell me about this. Very easy. Advantages of App Engine standard over flexible. Scale to zero, C. Okay. Anyone else? Option C. So yes, this is absolutely correct. The other three options remaining, they are the advantages of App Engine flexible, but in standard it can scale down to zero. Okay. Okay, so try to do the rest of the question because we have to cover a lot. So we will not go in so much detail. So, but all of you, this is like a homework for you. Please do it because we have already we are done with the sessions. So it's very good that you try to practice these questions as much as possible. Okay, so how was the session? This particular section. Okay, okay. So you can clap for yourself for this particular part. Okay, let's move to our symbol superstore. Okay, now symbol superstore has set up their migration part is done, setup is done, and different type of applications are also working fine in Google Cloud. So as an associate cloud engineer, your role is, it's like an ongoing role for you. It's not that you have done the setup and your work is completed. Your work does not end till migration. After that also it goes, like configuration part, managing different kind of IAM roles, all those things. And another thing is there, which is service account. Okay, so let's explore some example of how you can create a service account. What is a service account? What type of IAM roles you are going to give to that? Okay, so you can see here now the next important task the cloud engineer for you is managing the IAM, managing the service account, and viewing the audit log. Because your application and everything is now set up, definitely operations will happen, definitely multiple logs will be created, and you have to monitor those logs, you have to analyze those logs, right? So to successfully perform this whole operation, these are the things you have to know. Now you are already, about cloud IAM, what are the basics of that, different kind of roles that are there, all of that, right? So you have to be very familiar with different kind of IAM roles and different kind of service account, different kind of log, and then you will be successfully able to do these operational aspects. Okay, so you know about it. Now let's understand about service account. So what is a service account? What comes to your mind? Anyone? What you can understand from this definition? Service account are designed to enable machine to machine communication and is used by the application rather than a person. Okay, understood that whatever different people who will be working, Using for API calls, yes, it will be used, and basically for all sort of communication. It is always a better way. See, in a normal project also, we work with different team, and we have to send emails to different team, right? So some of the organization, you will see that they have created some group. They have assigned those people to the group, and you will be getting email from that group, not from that person. Okay, so that is similar sort of thing, but I'm just trying to explain with that. So here we have to create some service account, so that all these different, backend services, they can just talk to each other. Okay, something you attach to Google service, which make that service authorized to caller. Yes, granted service account used inside GCP. And yes, so absolutely correct. Understood. Now, in Symbol Superstore, there is a supply chain app. That app is built on LAMP stack. Okay, and it uses basically compute engine VM instances. So they have a virtual machine. It uses Cloud SQL for the backend data store. So these applications have to talk to each other at inventory level. Okay, and that is why you can just attach a service account to your VM to do those kind of things. So that is why for Symbol Superstore we are using it. Okay, so this is the first step, that you have to create a service account. Then you have to assign a proper permission to it. Then when you will go to compute engine and you will create your virtual machine, that time it will give you that option, and you have to select the service account that you have created. Otherwise default one will be selected. Okay, so this is the whole process: create a service account, assign permission, and then attach it to your virtual machine. Okay, so if I go here to IAM, one minute. Here you will see service account. Okay, I can, some service account are already created. I can click on create service account and give the name, ID, permissions, and then click on done. And when you will go to your compute engine, that time you will get that option. One minute. It's very slow. Yeah, somewhere here you will get that option. Let me just check. Where is that? Mm, yeah, here. So right now default one is selected, but I can select my service account. Okay. Okay. So this is what a service account is. You can go to your cloud IAM, click on create service account, give the name, ID, proper description, and your service account will be created. Once it will be created, this type of, like you can see here, go to manage permission, and similar to cloud IAM grant access, here this kind of a screen will come. You can give the kind of permission you want to give. And while you're creating virtual machine, you can see, you can just select your service account. Okay, so that is how you can create and manage your service account for different application. And we are understanding about it because in your Symbol Superstore we have a supply chain app, and that needs your service account. Okay, are we good till here, everyone? Oh, perfect. Now let's understand about high availability in GCP. Okay, now you know that Symbol Superstore is an artificial company, but it has some sort of activities going on in different type of application, right? So being an associate cloud engineer, you have to deliver quality performance. How you can do that? You have to handle failures, you have to handle downtime, you have to first focus that there should be minimum or zero downtime. Okay, so that is your concept of highly available comes into picture. Okay, in different ways, how you can make sure that my application is highly available to the end users. Okay, Highly available means what? Your system should be up and running all the time. It should be available to the end users, right? If there is something, some sort of technical things that you want to implement, implement it. But the agenda is that you are planning for high availability. You are planning to resist failure. Okay, definitely failure can happen, but what are the options that I can do to make sure that my application resists those kind of failure? Maybe I can create some automation, and those automation can detect in advance any kind of defect that can happen. And if I can identify that, I can configure something about it, right? If there is some sort of failover happen in one zone, so it's better that I have a zonal regional service. Okay, if it is a zonal, then at least I should have some sort of backup in another zone. So there are different kind of things that you can do to make sure that your application is highly available. Okay, understood everyone? Now we are going to play a game and understand in different services what are the features that we have to make sure that application is available for the end users. So let's start with the first one. What do you think? On compute engine, do we have anything that will help me to make my application available for the end users? Or you can say managing the traffic, application up and running, all of that. Compute engine. Anyone? Manage instance group. Okay. Auto scaling in MIG. Yes. So MIG. Okay. MIG will work with, yeah, MIG auto scale. Absolutely. So MIG is the answer. Yes. How can we distribute the traffic? Load balancer. Okay, perfect. So load balancer and MIG, we can think of. What kind of MIG? Zonal or regional? Definitely, like both of them is correct, but regional will be more, more like effective, because it is a regional one. It can help me with it will cover the entire region. So absolutely correct, everyone. Compute engine, we have a regional MIG load balance. Perfect. What about GKE? What kind of cluster we can create? Enterprise, okay. We have this option of zonal cluster, regional cluster. Okay, so first of all, we can go for regional cluster in GK. Okay, ECL is for cloud storage. Okay, so in compute engine is also infrastructure as a service. GK is also infrastructure as a service. We can create a regional cluster, and it can work with load balancer to balance the load, whatever is exposed to the outside world. Okay, everyone, pod disruption. Okay, so in different services, there are different options that are given so that you can make your application highly available. Next is App Engine. And tell me, App Engine is zonal, regional, multi-regional, global, what kind of service it is? Mm, okay, think about it. App Engine. App Engine is zonal or regional? Regional. Yes, it is regional. Let me- mm, Some service is already created. It is a regional one. Okay. This is already done. Services. I think this one service already created. But yeah, App Engine is regional. Okay, first of all, it is not zonal. So highly available thing, all those highly available features are already taken care in App Engine. Okay, you know that this is a managed service. You know that this is a serverless approach. So auto scaling, auto healing, all these things are automatically taken care seamlessly. You don't have to take care about it. So if you know those type of app thing you have is in your mind, go for App Engine. Okay, so automatic scaling, and already it is a regional resource, not zonal. Okay. Okay, next is cloud SQL. And cloud SQL is zonal or regional? Regional. Cloud SQL is actually zonal, but let me open it. Yes. Mm. So here you can see it is definitely zonal. Okay, single zone you can select, and you can also see multiple zone, and you can see highly available, right? So if highly available, you want to create an SQL instance which is highly available, then you can select multiple zone, and then here you can select uh, okay, here you can specify the primary zone and secondary zone. Okay, so even if it is zonal, then also it will create a failover replica for you, just like a backup in another zone. Okay, so we can have this thing, we can check box that multiple zonal thing. We can also create some read replica in for disaster recovery. Okay, so that we are not talking here, but yeah, because we are talking about cloud SQL, so we have read replica option in cloud SQL, and that is used like a backup, like an archive thing. So if this whole zone fails and you have a read replica in another region, another zone, you can quickly get started with that. Okay. Next is Spanner. What do you think? Spanner is regional? Regional. Okay. You can't even select zone there because you don't get the zone option. It's directly regional, or just like App Engine, it is regional. If you want to go further step more, then you can select multi-regional option also. So just like App Engine, these it is already regional, so it is already taking care of all these things for you. Okay, you can select multi-region also. Regional and automatic scaling, yes. Okay, last one is cloud storage. Cloud storage is also highly available by default. Yes, it is also regional, multi-regional. I think it is global also. I think it is multi-regional. I think storage buckets are multi-regional. Mm, Yeah, this is multi-regional. Okay, here it is regional, dual regional, and it is multi-regional. So it is already having those thing. It is already highly available. Okay. So that is the outcome of this particular game. So what we understand is the more managed service you go, the less you are concerned about high availability or fault tolerance. Okay. And of course you can go for regional, multi-regional, those kind of service, because they are already highly available. But if you're going for some zonal service, then you can select a secondary zone. Those type of thing also you can select. Okay. Okay, how was it? Great. Perfect. Now let's do a little bit discussion on disaster recovery in GCP. Okay, so till now we covered how our application will be highly available, and how you can protect your application from failing, right? But if something goes wrong, some sort of serious issues happen, some disaster happen, the whole region fails. Okay, so this is what disaster is all about. So that time what you will do, if something fails anyhow, then you have some sort of another thing, like a backup thing, that should be there, so that you can quickly move from the like the disaster one to the secondary one, from primary to secondary. Okay, just like that. So that is your disaster recovery. So first of all, you have to focus on making your application highly available. Second of all, if something happens, then what I will do, that like that. Okay, just like a backup. Now, in disaster recovery, there are few metrics. One is recovery point objective and recovery time objective. Okay, at what point I have to recover, and how much time does it require to recover. And those things you don't have to take care. Just straightforward thing, like what options do we have to make sure our application is fault tolerant. Okay. Now there are different type of disaster recovery. One is cold, warm, and hot. Okay, cold, warm, and hot. Try to understand, like we have cloud storage, storage classes. We have standard, nearline, cold line, archive. So frequently used, 1 month, 60 1 quarter, and archive. Similar to that, we have cold, warm, and hot. So cold means what? Nothing very important, just like having some backup, right? Those backup are there somewhere in some another region, not immediately I don't need it, but I should, it should be just there for me. No one is saying that thing I want very fast, very optimal. It's okay if it takes some time to recover it. I can wait for a few minutes, I can wait for a few hours also. That is not a problem, but I need a backup of this. So that is the cold one, that is your cold DR. Okay, understood? Some sort of backup I am having in another region. Now next one is warm. Warm is little bit more aggressive than the cold one. Okay, your application has to be running faster. Okay, but if goes down, what I can do, you have to have an immediate backup, or you can always create some frequent backup. You can create some point in time recovery, just like some snapshot you're always creating. For example, every day I'm creating some snapshot. So those kind of thing, it will reduce the time to recover the data. So some hours I should not wait, I can only wait for few seconds, I can wait for few minutes also, that is fine. So that is a warm one. Okay, so you can create some read replicas, that is there, and quickly you can move from this one to that one. Okay, so that is your warm. Next one is hot. So what is a hot? Hot one is basically that I can't afford a single minute or single second of downtime. It is more ambitious. So why not I design my application in such a way that I should not go a single second of outage, you know so I will not be using that kind of service altogether, that that can put me in that sort of situation. Like for example, I can do same activities with cloud sql and cloud spanner, but because spanner is already global and cloud sql is not, so I will not select cloud sql only, I will directly go to cloud spanner. Definitely it is going to be very costly for me, but because it comes under hot dr and I can't afford single second of outage, so I will select that kind of service. So that is the hot one. Okay, in the worm you create some read replicas. If something goes down, then definitely you can take some time to go back to the secondary one. But hot is not about that. It's only choosing the right amount of service that will not be, it will not fail. Understood, everyone? Cold, warm, and hot. Any confusion here? Okay. Okay, great. Now let's go to the next step, which is where should I run my stuff? Okay, this is also like a revision for you, because in your exam you will get some sort of scenario based question of planning to deploy something to the code, and then you have to think about it. Okay, so some questions will be can be repeated, but the scenario will be changed. So you have to understand what is the scenario and which service I will be going through. Okay. Okay, now let's start with the first one, which is container. What service I can use? What is the most optimal? Come on, everyone. What kind of service okay, GKE. Okay, after that, Cloud Run. Okay, last option for container is GKE, Cloud Run, and App Engine. Okay, perfect. Yes. So these are the three services basically we can go for when we are talking about containerized application. Now tell me, if you don't want to take control of the infrastructure, you want to only focus on the code, then which one you will choose, GKE, Cloud Run, or App Engine for containerized application? Cloud Run, most optimal. Okay, perfect. What is the next one? Next is specific operating system licensing backup. Compute engine. MIG, yes, MIG is the part of like compute engine service. So here we are talking about service name. Okay. Okay. So everyone with me, compute engine, perfect. Next is hybrid multi-cloud portability. So you have this scenario that you are using multiple cloud. You are also having some application in on premises. So do you think we have anything in Google Cloud that will help me to just manage multiple application across these different environment? Not compute engine, something related to GKE. Can anyone tell? Can we say GKE answers? Okay, so GK Anthers is that service. It's like a platform that helps user to build and manage your application across different environment, including the on-premises. Okay, you have Amazon as your Google Cloud on-premises. Some application are in different environment. You can collectively manage all of them with GK Anthers. Okay, and that is also included in Cloud Run. But yeah, Anthers is a specific one for that. Okay. Okay, what is the next one? Next is creating a web application. Okay, normal web application, not a containerized one. Yeah, Cloud Run will also help you with that. App Engine. Okay. Okay, so Cloud Run, App Engine. Perfect. Okay, next one is event-based processing. Okay, so PubSub is also correct, but it will work with mm, Cloud Function, App Engine, Cloud Run. Okay, so see, event-based processing is not, we are not talking about any application. So let's eliminate Cloud Run and App Engine. Okay, because we have Cloud Run function, which is specifically only for some small snippet of code or small function, some trigger activity, and it will definitely work with PubSub to do some event based processing work, not related with any application. Okay, perfect. Okay, next one, um, you want to squeeze every drop from the provision resources. Compute engine. Okay. Spot VM. Yeah, Spot VM will be a part of compute engine. Okay. Compute engine is right. There's one more answer for that. Compute engine is right. What else apart from compute engine? What do you understand from this line? You want to squeeze every drop of provision resources. So if you really want to make best use of the resources that you are paying for, you can tweak some parameters. You want this amount of CPU, this amount of gigabyte of memory, all of that. GKE also, so basically it is talking about infrastructure as a service. Okay, so that is why compute engine is correct, but GKE is also correct. Okay. Okay, perfect. Next one is prefer managed serverless, focus on the code approach. Cloud Run. Okay. GKE is not focused on the code because you're also focusing on the infrastructure. Okay, so Cloud Run, yes. App Engine, yes. Platform as a service. So all the services which are managed serverless, they are platform as a service. One more is there with Cloud Run, App Engine. That is not for the application, but it is also serverless. Cloud Function, yes. So all the platform as a service, Cloud Function, Cloud Run, and App Engine. Okay, perfect. What is the next? Next is billing based on the resources. So this is the last one. GCE, Compute Engine. Okay, it is again talking about infrastructure as a service. So we can say, yes, infrastructure as a service. We can say GKE and GCE. Okay. How was this section? I really found this, like, all of you are very engaged in that, and most of the time it was correct answer. So kudos to all of you, specific for this particular part. Okay. Yes. Any question? Anyone? Okay. Great. You can clap for yourself. Okay. Okay. Now few optional links, very, very useful for your preparation. So they have some reading, some videos. Please go through all of them. Highly recommended. Okay. Great. Now some diagnostic question we will do, and then we will see like the next part of it. Okay. So tell me, I will take a pause now. You have to help me with this particular question. Option C, okay, assign permission through service account. Okay, let me give you some keyword here. So you can see you need to configure access to cloud spanner from GKE cluster. Understood? So there is some sort of uh, you know uh, interaction between different services. Okay, you want to specify account type. So it's better that you go for service account. It it authenticate it, and then it will very easily you can work in your like GCP, inside your GCP. Okay, great. Next one. This is the next question. Anyone? So you are option A. Okay, so you are trying to assign role to dev and project production project of Symbol Superstore e-commerce, and but receiving some error when you're trying some IM policy. These projects are organized into e-commerce folder in Symbol Superstore. Okay, so Symbol Superstore is inside that we have e-commerce folder, and inside that we have project production and dev project. Okay, you want to follow the best practices for permission with respect to the principle of knowledge. Answers are A and B. Okay, let me just show you the keyword first here. So all of you are going with A and B. Let's go with option A first. So here you have to give this particular permission at each project level. Okay, if you know that there is an e-commerce folder, inside that there are only two projects, so you can directly give some access at folder level, because these are the project, and these project need same permission is needed, give at folder level. If these two projects have some more permissions, that is different for both of them, then you can go for option A, which is each project, but same policy directly give at folder level. Okay, each project will also work, but it's like a time taking thing, because here there are only two projects. It is very easy to say that go for two project, but in real time there will be more than 10, 15, 50, 100 project can be there. It will be not feasible to go and give same sort of access to each project. Directly go for the folder one. If you know that this folder have these two project, and these two project need same sort of IM role, so we can go for option number B, e-commerce folder. Okay, understood? Definitely not option number C, because here we are giving some access at organization level, so it is not following the principle of least privilege. Okay, option number D is giving some security admin role. This is also not following the principle of least privilege. Okay, all of you agree with me with specifically with option A and B? Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go to the next question now. Yeah. Do we need to memorize the role policy name? Because no, it's not important for you to remember the policy name, and it is also not possible. If the the roles are given, you can understand from that, from the name only you can understand. It will be easy. You don't have to remember those names. Okay, so here, tell me what you can do. Come on, anyone? Option D. Option D. Okay. Uh, this type of question mostly, updating something, creating, deleting, all these things. You can go for all the option, but here you have to select the optimal one. Okay, because if you look at option number D, that create a new role, need permission, migrate the user, of course you can do it. Option C is copy the existing role and then copy the permission, delete the old one, of course you can do it. You can do all the options, but what is the most easiest, most simplest and less effort? That is the real test of this particular question. Okay, let me give you some keyword here. This is your keyword. Okay. Let me discuss about all the options. Like option number A, make the changes to the custom role locally and then update the custom role. Okay, we can think that yeah, we can do it something locally and then update it. Option A is looks fine. Okay, but what is the best practices? Let's look at all of them. Okay, option number B is delete the custom role, recreate the custom role with required one. We can do it, but deleting, recreating, definitely unnecessary. Okay, and definitely it can make some sort of, there is a room for errors also. Okay, we can do it, but unnecessary. Okay, what is option C? Copy the existing one, add the new one, and then delete the old one. So this is also time consuming, this is also error prone. So eliminate option B and option C. Okay, now option D is create a new role, migrate the users. Definitely we can do it, but creating something, deleting something, migrating can also take some time. Not very, not in terms of best practices. It is very easy to just make some changes locally and then update the custom rule. Okay, definitely all the four will be correct, but most optimal will be option number A, and that will be the best practices. Okay, clear everyone? Any confusion? Okay, now the last thing that we talked about what audit logs, how you can basically access different type of keys. So these are the type of authentication keys. Okay, not very very important, but just for your understanding. So application credential are based on what the application have to access, where it will run from. Okay, so API key, accessing the public data. Okay, that is the recommended use of API key when you want to access a public data. Second one is access a private end user data. Okay, that is the second one. Third is, you can see environment provided service account, and then last one is service account key. So third is to access some private data on the service, that is attached inside your Google Cloud environment. Okay, so environment provided service account, that is for inside your Google Cloud. Last one, if you are accessing some private data on behalf of service account outside the Google Cloud. Okay, so you should create it and you can use that service account key. So these are the four type of key, and based on the type of use, you can choose which one you want to go for. Okay. Okay, let's skip this question and let's go to the next part. So these are the type of audit logs. One is admin activity log, another one is data access log. Okay, so admin log, they can include modify of the configuration, project, bucket, object, all those kind of things. So some operationals like creating or deleting the bucket, all of that. Data access log is mostly related with data, mostly related with read and write, those kind of thing that happens, like listing of the bucket, getting some metadata, getting some object data, all of that. Okay, so these are the two type of log that exist. And if you have admin access log, then you can do all those admin activities. Okay, great. Let's skip few of them, and let's move to the next part, which is bonus content. Okay, now here you can see, let me just open both of them. So it has approximately 30 questions. Now these are exam like questions, these are like diagnostic questions, and they have unlimited attempts. Okay, so these are the two mock quiz form that I wanted to share. It will be accessible to you once you will be able to access this deck. So try to solve these questions unlimited times. Okay, and you will, most of the time you will memorize the kind of scenario that can come. This is first, this is second. Okay, so these are exam like questions, so please just before your exam you do this. Okay, now any confusion before we start this section? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, so I will take a small pause here, and just let me know if you are able to fill that feedback form. Once you have done it, please give a thumbs up. Okay, last day to do the required lab. Yeah, Shaunak will help you with this question time. Okay, deadline to register the exam. Yes, he will help you. uh, Let me ping you the feedback form. So once you are done filling it, let me know. Okay, let me open this thing and help you with how you can register for the exam. Okay, now let me just open this. So this is the website in which you have to sign up and log in. Okay, so let me first log into this one. So this kind of screen will come. Just quickly log into this. Okay, so this is the screen that comes after login. I can go here and click on Access Web Accessor. So I will click here and click on Access Web Accessor from here. It will take me to another site, and there I can book my exam. Okay, this is Web Accessor page. Now, okay, let me go to the English one, and this is okay. I have passed this one, data practitioner. Okay, let me select something which I have not given. Okay, this I can select. So suppose I'm selecting this one, you will select Associate Cloud Engineer English. Okay, make sure you are selecting the right language. Here you can see remote on-site. Okay, so first let me show you on-site. So I will click on buy now. Okay, now I have to give my country, state, city, and it will give me the nearest location of the testing center. For example, for me, this is this one. I will click on register. and then I have to give the date and time according to their slot. Like today they don't have any slot, but tomorrow I can get, for example, 11th. I will select this one, and this time, um, this is on site. Okay, I'm selecting this. Click on schedule, acknowledge it, proceed. Okay, now this is my shopping cart. It is like, my exam is given, on site, date, time, everything is given. Click on proceed to payment. Okay, and you have to skip the credit card section. You can see here voucher code, so you will skip this part. Just copy and paste the voucher code, click on apply and submit order. That's it. That's easy. It is to book the testing center exam. Okay, clear everyone? Let me go back. Let me remove this one and go back to select the exam again, and now I will show you how you can register for remote one. Okay, so the only difference is that in remote you don't have to select the testing center, you only have to select the time. Okay, so I will go to remote now. Mm, okay, so directly it is asking me date and time. Okay, so I'm selecting it, click on schedule, this thing, proceed. Everything is same, and then you can see here now it is remote. Date and time is given, testing center not given because I have to give at my home. Proceed to payment, give the coupon code and click on submit order. Clear everyone? How you can book your exam? So this is what it is given. You have to log in here first, go to register for the exam, and that's it. Okay, understood everyone? Now, few things for remote. Of course, you need to have a Windows or Mac operating system, your personal device, not any office device, because few things can, they can block something and you will not be able to give your exam. Because for the online exam, you have to download a lockdown browser. There is an application you have to download, and that can be blocked from your office device. That's why recommended one is go for personal device. Okay, you have to be in the same in a alone room. There should be no paper, charger, pen, headphone, nothing like that. There is a person sitting at the other part and they will check the entire room. You have to click the photo, show the videos, all of that, and after that your exam will get started. But for the on-site, you have to go to the testing center, give your valid ID proof. They will check it, keep your bag outside, and directly go for the exam. So there are pros and cons of both the side. According to your comfort zone, you can go for this one. I prefer on-site because you have to take care of the camera, mic, internet, laptop configuration, all of that in the online exam. And you don't want to stress yourself out because you have to give an exam, right? So depending upon your comfort level. Okay. Exam is for 2 hours and 50 choice multiple choice question will be there. It says multiple select, but most of the time it is not like that. Mostly it is multiple choice question. There is no negative marking. So go for the easy question first, then go for the hard one, that I said in the first session also, because no negative marking is there. Attempt all the question. Okay, there is a validity for associate level exam, that is 3 years. So you have to recertify yourself after 3 years. Okay, but recertify questions are not 50 question. I think 20 questions are there for recertify exam. Okay. Okay, everyone, I will request all of you to take some time if you have not filled the survey form, and let me know meanwhile if you have any type of questions. I have pasted the form again. Feedback done. Great. Thank you so much. See, this feedback form is very important for us because we have to understand from your perspective how we are able to deliver it. And, whatever I'm explaining, whether you are able to understand it very clearly or not. So these things are extremely important for me. So that's why I will request all of you to take some time and fill the feedback form, and that will be really great. Meanwhile, any question with respect to how you can register your exam? Okay, once you are able to register, let me go back here. Let me just show you. If you have registered your exam, then you can see here in my assessment. Okay, if I go to my assessment, then it will show me here. My scheduled exams will be shown here. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Any question, anyone registering for the exam? No question? Great. Anything with respect to the technical topics that we have discussed? Yeah, Shaunak will help you with this. Yes, you can still ask anything in the email. You already have a group. You can still ask some questions there. After the sessions are done, you can ask. All of you done with feedback? Can I get some thumbs up? Okay, great. Any question before we conclude the session? Technical topic that we have discussed? Nothing? Okay, so I will just share some my experience. Please practice all the diagnostic question, all the quiz question and mock question at least 3 times, because there is a syllabus for this exam. But if you just go on studying and studying and studying, then it's never ending. More study is important, but more practice is most important, because in this exam it is only multiple choice question. So the answer is right in front of you, but you have to identify the correct one, the most optimal one. Okay, please practice all this question. If you have created a notes for yourself, which I was talking about in the first session, then definitely go for self review. Go for that note. Just try to think that you are an associate cloud engineer. Okay, whenever you are booking for the exam, try to book the morning one, because in the morning time we are very, our mind is very clear and it's fresh, and we are able to concentrate more on that. Okay, so these are some of my personal experience. And on site and site also, I like to go to the testing center and give the exam. It is a hassle free approach for me, but definitely it can vary for all of you. Okay, anything else, anyone, any tips and tricks, anything like that before we wrap up? um does CLI commands carry equal weightage? Because we have that for all the services. uh you're talking about CLI based, like MCQ question based on CLI? uh it's not about weightage. It's not about weightage. You have to just find out the correct order in which a command should be written. Okay, sometimes they test you with respect to the order. So you remember we did some question in which we have gcloud command, then the main command and sub command, and then the verb, then the task. So remember about those kind of patterns. Of course, it is not important, and it is not possible to remember the commands, to remember the services name and IAM roles, all of that. Try to remember the pattern, because they will be testing you on that, and they will not go much deeper about the sequence of the command. You know that ACE is an associate level exam, so they will go on a broader approach. They will not go on a deeper approach. Okay, it's not about weightage. It's about just finding the right one. Okay, great. Any more question on the chat? um I think there's no question. Okay, then I think if you all have no question, you all have feedback, fill the feedback form. then I think we can wrap up this session. Thank you so much for being a great audience, and I really found this session extremely interacting, and I simply loved it. I'm not sure about all of you, but I loved the session. I really enjoyed this 6 week of journey. So thank you so much for joining in. Okay, and all the very best for your exam. I hope that all of you clear your exam in the very first go. If you clear your exam, all of you, please remember to mail us. Let us know that we did a great job and you all have cleared your exam. Okay. Anything else from Shaunak that you want to add before we wrap up?
No, thank you so much, Minu. Thank you, everyone, for attending all the sessions. Thanks for being a great audience. And me and Minu will still be there in the Google groups. If you still have any questions before attempting your exam, you can still write us in the group, or you can directly send me an email on my personal email address. We will be glad to help you out. And also do share your results with us. As Minu already said, please do share your results. We would love to hear from you all. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining. And maybe we would see all of you in some other sessions in Google Cloud. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.